Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. An eye for an eye will only make the whole world blind. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. When I despair, I remember that all through history the way of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time, they can seem invincible, but in the end, they always fall. Think of it always. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. Where there is love, there is life. Prayer is not asking. It is a longing of the soul. It is daily admission of one's weakness. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words than words without a heart. I like your Christ, I do not like your Christians. Your Christians are so unlike your Christ. Freedom is not worth having if it does not include the freedom to make mistakes. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. God has no religion. Hate the sin, love the sinner. I will not let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet. Your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your values. Your values become your destiny. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is like an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Let the first act of every morning be to make the following resolve for the day: I shall not fear anyone on earth. I shall fear only God. I shall not bear ill will toward anyone. I shall not submit to injustice from anyone. I shall conquer untruth by truth. And in resisting untruth, I shall put up with all suffering. The future depends on what you do today. A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. To give pleasure to a single heart by a single act is better than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. Man often becomes what he believes himself to be. If I keep on saying to myself that I cannot do a certain thing, it is possible that I may end by really becoming incapable of doing it. On the contrary, if I have the belief that I can do it, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it even if I may not have it at the beginning. Each night, when I go to sleep, I die. And the next morning, when I wake up, I am reborn. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. What difference does it make to the dead, the orphans and the homeless, whether the mad destruction is wrought under the name of totalitarianism or in the holy name of liberty or democracy? To believe in something, and not to live it, is dishonest. There are people in the world so hungry, that God cannot appear to them except in the form of bread. It is unwise to be too sure of one's own wisdom. It is healthy to be reminded that the strongest might weaken and the wisest might err. Whatever you do will be insignificant, but it is very important that you do it. My effort should never be to undermine another's faith but to make him a better follower of his own faith. Strength of numbers is the delight of the timid. The valiant in spirit glory in fighting alone. Non-cooperation with evil is as much a duty as is cooperation with good. Civilization is the encouragement of differences. Non-violence is the greatest force at the disposal of mankind. It is mightier than the mightiest weapon of destruction devised by the ingenuity of man. Our duty is very simple and plain. We want to serve the community, and in our own humble way to serve the empire. We believe in the righteousness of the cause, which it is our privilege to espouse. We have an abiding faith in the mercy of the Almighty God, and we have firm faith in the British Constitution. That being so, we should fail in our duty if we wrote anything with a view to hurt. I shall die, but I will not kill. All humanity is one undivided and indivisible family. I cannot detach myself from the wickedest soul. Stoning prophets and erecting churches to their memory afterwards has been the way of the world through the ages. Today we worship Christ, but the Christ in the flesh we crucified. I have called her beautiful, because it was her moral beauty that at once attracted me. True beauty after all consists in purity of heart. In prayer it is better to have a heart without words than words without a heart. The first principle of non-violent action is that of non-cooperation with everything humiliating. Human language can but imperfectly describe God's ways. I am sensible of the fact that they are indescribable and inscrutable. But if mortal man will dare to describe them, he has no better medium than his own inarticulate speech. It is better to be violent, if there is violence in our hearts, than to put on the cloak of non-violence to cover impotence. Violence is any day preferable to impotence. There is hope for a violent man to become non-violent. There is no such hope for the impotent. No matter how explicit the pledge, people will turn and twist the text to suit their own purpose. Solitude is a catalyst for innovation. I am prepared to die, but there is no cause for which I am prepared to kill. I believe in trusting. Trust begets trust. Suspicion is fetid and only stinks. He who trusts is never yet lost in the world. When I admire the wonders of a sunset or the beauty of the moon, my soul expands in the worship of the Creator.